energy that gets funneled into finding a partner. Questions like, do I have a partner? Or does my partner love me enough? Does my partner love me in the same way as I do? Or does my partner think I am good for him or her? Is my partner good enough for me? Am I good enough for my partner? Many questions, many internal dialogues that all have to do with whether there is a connection, whether it's a good connection, about whether there's maybe another better connection somewhere out there. And this connection, is it limiting my life or is it improving my life? I feel we don't answer them because we're trapped, or as in a society manner, I feel we humans are trapped in between walls of shame, of approval, of defining ourselves by something else. We define ourselves with other things. Who are you? Actually gets talked about in usual dialogue as, so what do you do? Or how old are you? Or where do you come from? We find details, attributes that we find breadcrumbs. We want to find the breadcrumbs all around that, because giving enough data points, we will be able to form what the actual image is, and we'll be like, oh, okay, yeah, you're kind of like this. We're sampling data from outside. Like, oh, what do you like? Where do you work? Are you in a partner relationship? Do you like people of the same gender? Do you like people of the opposite gender? Do you like people at all? Do you like me? Do you do you not like me? Oh my God, do you not like me? What are your skills? What can you do? How much money do you have? What kind of food do you like? Can you cook food? How can you make my life better? How can I make your life better? How can I get you to give me approval? Are you trying to get me to give you approval? Because if I find that you are looking for me for approval, then I will either feel, my reaction would be to feel like approval doesn't come from me, man. Like, I guess I could give it to you, but it seems like you're trying to define yourself from an opinion that I have. So yeah, when that comes up, I feel a little repelled by the energy of like, oh, look at me, am I good enough? Approval, seeking attitude. And when I have it myself, and I'm looking for approval in others, I often don't know I'm doing it. And that's likely the case with many of us. The definitions we are used to for ourselves, the yes, the definitions we are used to are based on attributes of the world. What color are you? How tall are you? How strong are you? How smart are you? How agile is your mind? Expanded is your vocabulary? How many hairs do you have? How is your how are your genitals? Is your dick big? Is your vagina tight? Is your are your breasts mushy, or are they artificial, or do you have all the expected limbs in a human? Are your senses good? Can you what can you do for us? How can you get money? Where do you live? What kind of climates do you like? That is the world. The world is made out of these things. And it's made out of people who choose to spend a lot of time together and set up a partnership and becoming partners, and they become partners. This particular interest attracts much attention by people. And I just feel hesitance in the energies that we project out into the world, into partnership. Oh, I find someone that I like. Oh my god. Oh my god, she's so pretty. Oh, but can I go talk to her? I don't know. Oh my god, she's so pretty. I don't know. Maybe she has a boyfriend. Oh, could that be her boyfriend? I don't know. Can I go talk to her? I go talk to her. Hello, and sweats coming along. Or, in the case of someone who does not feel this way, often they go and sometimes power games start developing. Like, oh, I'm here with you, and I want to connect with you, and then there's I feel that there's an internal counter. Someone is always counting inside, figuring out like, well, who wants the other more? Who's pulling on the other person more? Are you pulling more, or am I pulling more? Because if I'm pulling more, then it means that I'm putting in the energy and you care less. And if you care less, that means that you don't love me anymore. Or the other way around. Like, oh, you're putting in the energy. Well, good for you. Relax, chill out. You don't need to do anything. While I up my self pride, thinking like, oh yeah, I'm attractive. It all feels unnecessary. It's just not necessary to blockade ourselves that way. If you want to establish a connection, we can try. If there is rejection or acceptance or surprise, then we can take it as it is. We don't need to hurt upon rejection. And when it does hurt, because in my experience, it does hurt. Emotions hurt when they are rejected. We can feel that and realize that that's our feeling. It's not their feeling. They are not the cause of that feeling. They are not they, they are they are not injecting me with that feeling. They are just they just express their opinion. And when I think about establishing connections and partnerships and simple social interactions now, these external attributes feel unimportant. They feel important only when we place importance on them, as by definition. What I mean is that it does not really matter whether the other person makes a lot of money, unless we are interested in having some of that money. There is no reason even to go and ask someone to ensure that they are, for example, financially stable. Like, I feel people usually sniff into that and feel like, oh, are they good? Are they good, or will I need to support them? I feel that fear can come up in that situation because at that moment we might already be given them a role in the imagined scenario we would play out in the partnership. Oh, then we'll be equal partners, and then we'll be living in the same house, and maybe have one kid, maybe two, and it'll be fun, and we'll be excited about the same things, and we'll grow together. And yes, if you don't have enough money to support yourself, well, I'm not going to support you. It's like it's multiple steps. One is not really thinking multiple steps away. One is not thinking the whole way through. But we have that image, that ideal, that image, that projection we put into the future of like that's what I want. This, in the cliche manner, I don't know, a relationship, an ideal relationship, whether it be the one of romance or of stability inside the house with a white picket fence, or of adventure across the world, or of shared dreams. It's a projection we put somewhere. And whenever a person comes in, we feel, oh, they might be right for that projection, with like our internal mind, it's already playing house, and it's figuring out what to do with our doll. Oh yeah, well you would go perfect here. Yes, I can see you here. You're my partner. I'm gonna put you there, and you have your dog, and that one fits here, and you have the money, and this one fits here, and you have these skills, and you have these passions. I can tell that you have passions here about music or dancing or you want to build spaceships, and no, that doesn't work in that scenario. So I'm just not going to put you there. But we are already trimming out and figuring out how a person fits into our own ideal projection. What I'm wondering is, do we need such a projection? Because I do see the value of intending for the future, for things to occur in a certain way, to move towards a direction, a certain direction. Like for many years, I was in search of a stable partnership, of a very exciting partnership with lots of emotions and lots of activities and lots of newness and lots of sex. I wonder why it remained there, why it remained hidden. Why didn't it? What gives it energy? It's not part of me. It's out. I projected it out. And my thought is that it gets energy because although we project it out, it's actually inside. It's this idea, intention that we. Not intention. I'm going to reserve that word for something else. Yeah, this idea of this projection of like something that's there. It is inside of my being. And my hypothesis now is that it's not a mental lapse. It remains there because we hide it. I don't think I said that, expressed that before with the nonchalance that I'm saying it now. I think, oh yes, that's what I was looking for. Stable partnership, lots of emotions, lots of sex, lots of adventures, lots of growth together, and being awesome together. That's the image I had. And I don't think I allowed myself to admit it. Because it felt shameful to admit that something I wanted so deeply, I didn't have. And I didn't know how to get. It was shameful to allow myself to say that. It doesn't feel shameful anymore. Yes, these are related. The energy of that shame that we're holding it like it's ours, it's ours, it's ours. For me, the intensity of the shame was related, and I feel that it's what fueled the idea and the projection to remain there. Perhaps not the shame itself, like, oh, the shame is making that idea. It's like the shame is not allowing this ideal, this projection that I've hid for myself, like, oh, it's mine, it's mine. It's not yours, it's yours. I want it to be mine. I want it to be mine, and I will find it. I will find it in the world. And because it's mine and I don't give it to anyone, then it's because there's this feeling of shame, it's not allowed to really come out and move and flow into the world. Even if we say it, if we say like, oh, we yeah, I want this, I want a girlfriend, I want a partnership, blah blah blah, I want sex. while there is a feeling that attaches us to that, whether that be shame or pride or resentment or anger or sadness, grief, while there is a feeling that attaches us to it, it's still in us. The feeling is the marker, that emotion is the marker saying, that's you. You are still connected to this thing. Um, and in a, what's the number? Catch 22? Yes. So in a sort of catch 22 situation, one washes off that shame by not having that shame. By releasing it. And the act of releasing something shameful, I feel, must be accompanied by courage to step through the uncomfortable. To me, it was not that at some point I said, oh, that is what I want. My ideal was to make a stable partnership and great girlfriend, lots of sex, and great adventures. Like, it's not like I told it to someone or even I said it myself and then suddenly, oh, I just have no more shame about it anymore. I have felt it as a gradual process where I don't know what's happening. I don't make the rules, I don't make the path. What I find are these little steps that have barriers in between. Barriers, almost like oscillations within me that and I need to go through the next one, and 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 the next one. They're like ripples of a single wave of emotion, and one. And I have gone through each of these steps, like oh this step, and then oh this step, and then oh this step, and it seems like one is doing the same thing over and over again, and each of those times it's a little. Uncomfortable to bring out that shame, to bring out something that feels a little shameful, or to bring out something that feels a little sad, to just open up ourselves a little bit more. Oh, that this part is sad. Oh, well, and then suddenly to say I feel sad when I didn't before. Suddenly that tiny sadness place is no longer occupied by the sadness. Like it's not holding on to it. It can flow. Tiny bit. And then maybe I can I go through life and I find another situation and again, oh my god, I don't know what to do with this. I'm trapped between saying something, but it's shameful and I don't want to say it, so I'm scared of what's going to happen. And just allowing it to flow. Sometimes through expression, direct expression, sometimes through simple introspection. What do I come back to? Us. I noticed that we humans often we try to define ourselves through who we're with, what we do, what we have, where we are, when we are, and none of these things nourishes us. None of them. They are abstract attributes that we attach to things and events and space and time in the physical world. And yes, it's true in the not nourishing part. It's true that physical attributes can nourish our physical body. Yes, that's why we get money, because we want food. So we buy food and we nourish our body, and then we grow, and then we continue to do that all the time. Yet they don't nourish the Mimi, the observer. Is the observer nourished via experience? Perhaps. Anyway, people pay a lot of attention and put a lot of energy into partnerships. I feel it's unnecessary. It involves a lot of emotions, growing and expanding and spiking and depressing and up, going down again. And while we attempt to define ourselves through these relationships, we cannot be truly ourselves. Mm-hmm.